Hey guys, Brad and the Buff. I got my buff on my head and I'm ready to go. I want to talk to you guys about how I would go about buying my equipment, especially my main pieces if I had to start from scratch. So let's get right into it. So when you're buying equipment, the biggest purchases you're going to have, it's going to be your backpack. These are the big decisions. Your backpack, it's going to be your shelter, and it's going to be your sleeping bag and your sleeping pad or your sleeping system between the two. So my suggestion would be, if I had to start over again and I was a brand new hiker, the first thing I would do is I wouldn't buy anything. I would see if I could borrow some basic equipment, try to find someone I knew that had some stuff that I could hit the trail with, because one of the first things that you need to know is, what features are you even looking for in your equipment? How much equipment are you going to carry? How many pockets do you like to have on your backpack? Are you going to be a 3-season person? You're only going to go hiking in the summer and the fall, or are you going to be hiking in the winter? These are all things that you can't solve without experience. So if you go buy a top-end bag that's only good through summer and find out you actually love hiking in the winter, then you just spent a bunch of money on the wrong piece of equipment. So I would initially start off seeing if I could borrow some stuff, even if it wasn't good equipment, just to get out to see what I like and what I don't like. You may not even like backpacking. You don't know yet. You might have a couple bad nights and you may be like, this is enough. You don't want to spend a ton of money into something that you're not sure about. So my first piece of advice is borrow what you can when you start. My second piece of advice would be that if you're going to get a piece of equipment and you already kind of know what you're looking for, you should either go probably all in and get something that's going to last for several years, or get something extremely inexpensive that's a high value product but may not be exactly what you want, until you can save enough money until you can get the exact piece of equipment that you want. There are some decent $70 to $120 backpacks out there that are going to be fairly lightweight. They're not gonna be able to carry a ton of weight. They're not gonna do it all, but they're gonna be good enough to get you out on the trail until you figure out exactly which piece of equipment you want and you saved up enough money. For me, in these just piece of equipment here, I have over $1,000. My backpack, I knew initially, my first backpack I bought was a giant 6.5 pound Gregory backpack that could do everything. It had 1,000,000 pockets on it. I filled it up every square inch of it, and I didn't think there was any other way to do it. And to me, I was always like, man, I need more space. But as I got more sophisticated and got better equipment, my equipment got lighter, I didn't need all those features. In fact, I got to the point where I thought, man, I could save a lot of weight. So I went from a 6.5 pound Gregory backpack that was probably rated to carry 70, 80 pounds of equipment to my Granite Gear Crown 60, which is about a 2-pound back and has very few pockets. And I don't even use these that much. And I've got my backpack system set up here. I know exactly what I want. I have a lot less equipment that I used to have because I haven't narrowed down. This backpack works great. I'll probably be looking to upgrade it in the next year or two, which is fine. This wasn't a super expensive backpack. I just knew I wanted one that was a lot lighter than what I had. But now I kind of know some of the features that I'm looking for in a backpack. And the next one I get will probably be the one I have for years. Tent's the same thing. This is one of the most expensive piece of equipment I have. I'm a tent guy. I'm not a hammock guy. I like sleeping on the ground. That's, I'm a little bit taller and I couldn't quite find a hammock that I didn't like end up scrunched up in. But I knew I wanted something with double doors. I knew I wanted it to be lightweight. This is a little over 3 pounds. I knew I wanted it to be freestanding. So those are some of the features I was looking for, but I had to have, the initial tent I had was like a $120 tent. I still have it. I still use it with my kids, but it didn't make sense to spend, this is a $500 tent. So it didn't make sense to spend that on a tent I wasn't sure I wanted, but I had time to check this one out before I purchased it, before I made that commitment. Same with my sleeping bag. This is a mummy bag, and This is the REI Co-op Magma. This one is good to, I think, 0 degrees, and this is what I use in the winter. This is my winter bag. It's extremely warm, it's lightweight, it's about 2 pounds. The bag I had before that was a lot less expensive, but it was a lot more heavy. But I knew I was looking for a mummy bag for deep winter sleeping, you know, and what I used for this summer is a $20 bag I got from Amazon until I upgrade for it, but I wasn't sure, so I'll probably end up with a quilt that'll be my 3-season bag. And I know that if I want to go out and it's only supposed to be 10 degrees outside, I've got this bag. And I do a lot of winter camping. You know, same with the pad. I went all out on this pad. This is the Thermarest Max. And, you know, I got it extra long because I'm tall. I got it extra wide because I'm a wide person. But I knew exactly what I was looking for. This is a super comfortable mat, and this is also my 4-season mat. I also use a Thermarest Uberlight for the summer. But I didn't know that I would want even something different than this until I had it, because this thing is so warm in the winter that I needed to find a pad that didn't have such a good R rating for the summertime camping, and I knew I could shed a lot of weight by doing that, because this is, I think, 24, 28 ounces, and my Uberlight is only like 9 ounces. So my point is that what you don't want to do is buy a bunch of equipment, spend a ton of money right out the doors, have a huge investment into equipment that you're not even sure what features you're looking for because you're not experienced enough. So if you can, borrow the equipment, get the experience for free. Then once you know what you're looking for, it's okay to get a high value, cheaper version until you can get the absolute best version, because you're still working things out that you like and that you don't like. And I can tell you from experience, I have second pieces of equipment for almost everything. I have 2 pads, 2 sleeping pads, I have 2 of everything. I still use that stuff because people want to come hiking with me. So it gives me a chance. I use it with my kids. So if you end up with okay gear and high-end gear, that's okay, because whenever you go out, you can invite a friend with you and you can be the one lending out your old equipment. So it doesn't hurt to have that extra equipment laying around. And it gives you some equipment that you can, quite frankly, beat up a little bit. You know, I'm always paranoid to set up my expensive tent with my kids because I'm afraid they're going to destroy it. But that would be how I would go about looking for gear if I was starting off with 0. I'm going to shoot another video in the next week about how I do my gear research, but I hope this helps for some good information on how to buy your first sets of equipment.
Hey guys, if you like the video you just saw, please subscribe, click the bell so you can get alerted for any new videos that I may do, and check the links below for any information I described in the video. I'll try to put as much there as possible. Thanks for watching.